Our honored speaker is actually giving Congressman Daniel Webster sleepless nights. She's running for U.S. Congress against the current Tea Party-approved Congressman Webster. She was formerly Chief of Police for the City of Orlando and needs your support as well as your vote in November. So let's welcome Val Demings, our next Congresswoman.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, good evening, Lake County. I know that the time has been well spent, but we still have some work to do tonight. So hang in here with me. It is an honor for me to be here with you today. This is my second time today, Nancy, being in Lake County. I spent this morning up with the Democratic Club, if you can believe it, in the Villages. But it's good to be here in Mount Dora this evening. I want to, first of all, take a moment to just commend the leadership. You know, there is a lot of work to do, and leadership is not easy. And so, first of all, I want to acknowledge our chair, Nancy Hurlbert, for what she has done and will continue to do. Also want to take a quick moment to acknowledge Sam Green, Alan Garcia, Bill Wallace, Elizabeth Kapoor, if I messed your name up, forgive me, James Smith, Murray, Evelyn Arthur, and how about those young Democrats, Jason Broswell. Let's give them all a hand. Before I also move on with my remarks, I want to tell you a little bit of my personal business tonight. I'm on a date. The sheriff and I seize every opportunity that we can, and it's pretty cool to be escorted by the sheriff of Orange County. Come on, let's give him another hand. You know, doing just about every formal ceremony, every civic meeting, we stand and we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. In the pledge, oh, you know it, we say the words, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice, not just for the privileged few, but we say justice for all. As a citizen of this country, I've lived in Florida all of my life. I could have lived someplace else, but I chose to stay in Florida. As a citizen of this country, I was raised to believe that I could do anything in America. That America is truly the land of opportunity. And I was also raised to believe that we are stronger together than we are apart. You see, we are one nation. We have fought in so many wars, and our men and women in uniform have stood firm and fought hard. Many of them, as you know, many of our men and women of the military have given their lives to stop any threat to America's shores. But tonight, I want to talk about the war within. The war within our country, those unyielding efforts to divide Americans, is the only threat that truly has the potential to destroy our democracy. I came this evening to tell you, shame on us if we sit back on the sidelines, become complacent, and allow that to happen. It's election time. It's 2012, and I'm excited about it. Yes, in spite of all the negative, doom, and gloom rhetoric we hear from them, I'm excited about the possibilities and the opportunities in 2012. For you see, I am convinced, I really do believe that America is the greatest country in the world. Do you believe that with me? And I am convinced that as the Democratic Party, we do have the ability to rise above any obstacle, any challenge, any barrier that's put before us. See, I know what I'm talking about, and I'll take a moment to tell you my own story to prove my point. Many of you have heard it before, but I tell it every opportunity that I get. You see, I am the youngest of 7 children. My mother cleaned houses for a living. If you've seen the movie The Help or read the book, that was my mom. My dad worked as a janitor, a maintenance man, drove a tram for a retirement home. My dad was a gardener. But what I remember most about my dad is that he used to go to work 7 days a week. Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. But he went to work 7 days a week to make ends meet for our family, even though we were poor. My parents taught me the world doesn't owe you anything. You get out and you work hard and you play by the rules, and in America, you can be what you want to be and do what you want to do. You see, my parents loved this country. Even when there were times it seemed the country didn't love them. They loved America. I cannot remember a time growing up and after becoming an adult that my parents did not vote. It was important to them. I remember sometimes if our car was not running or we did not have a car, I remember my parents paying someone a couple of dollars to drive them to the polls. They loved this country. And they remembered that white men and white women and black women died, and Hispanics died fighting the fight for us, each of us, to have the right to vote. They told me in America that this is the land of opportunity. So I joined the Orlando Police Department in 1984. I started out on the ground floor as an officer in patrol. I did more than I was paid to do. I worked hard. And in 2007, I was appointed Orlando's 36th Chief of Police. And I'm so proud to say it, Nancy, and the first woman to hold the position.